You're in tune to Accent, a daily public affairs feature for local Christian radio KJOL.
And I'm here with Jeff Clayton, the Executive Director for the American Bail Coalition, and he has some updated information for us on Senate Bill 21-273, which has recently passed in the Senate. So, Jeff, what are the details of this bill?
What it does is really two things. It restricts the arrest powers of police officers in Colorado and really limits them from pretty much giving appearance tickets in most, if not all, misdemeanor cases, with some limited exceptions. And then the second piece of it relates to bail. When a suspect has to post monetary bail to get out of jail, this legislation creates a very strong presumption that anyone charged with a felony 4, 5, 6, or misdemeanor crime in Colorado will get a personal recognizance bond, meaning they'll be released on a promise to appear and not have to post bail to be released from jail or be held pending trial. 4s and 5 categories are some serious crimes. They include manslaughter, vehicular homicide, various sexual offenses, carjackings, assaults. There's some very serious crimes. The other thing that's in there that most people don't realize are hate crimes. Hate crimes in Colorado, assaulting somebody because of their race or sexual orientation is a felony 5 crime in Colorado. And if you bring a friend, it's a felony 4. So all these people, these hate crime people, are going to be presumed free bail. And we've seen major issues with hate crimes in jurisdictions that have gone down this bail reform road.
And how is it similar or different from Senate Bill 62?
The primary differences are they got rid of the felonies on the arrest piece, so officers can arrest for felonies. And then on the bail piece, the only real change is, originally you had to fail to appear 3 times before a judge could then impose a bail, and now they're allowing judges to do it after somebody fails to appear the first time. So that's at least some improvement where if somebody's not going to show up, a judge can eventually do bail. But other than that, it's pretty much the same bill.
Tune in for more local issues on Accent with Leslie Kell, Monday through Friday at 6:30 a.m., 2:30 p.m., and 5:45 p.m. Here's KJOL's Issues Program, Accent. And now Public Affairs Director Leslie Kell with today's report.
And I'm back with Jeff Clayton from the American Bail Coalition to continue talking about Senate Bill 21-273, which would limit the number of arrests that can be made in Colorado. So, Jeff, what are you hearing from state law enforcement officials on this?
Well, they don't think the legislature needs to tinker with the discretion of law enforcement. And obviously, it's frustrating for law enforcement that you've got a situation, for example, in domestic violence, where they have to arrest somebody. And when they get to a judge, it's a presumptive free release. So it's really creating sort of a catch and release type of a system. And law enforcement doesn't think we need it. And law enforcement right now has authority to issue tickets to anybody they want when they don't need to arrest. And same with judges. They can issue a PR bond to anybody they want right now. And so we just don't need legislative tinkering. And I think judges and law enforcement officers, we don't need the legislature telling them how to do their job. It could help in the short term when you weaken the system, but the reality is that recidivism will spiral out of control. And so at the end of the day, we'll end up making the system worse. Obviously, savings in these jail situations and justice reinvestment acts and all this stuff, it never materializes for whatever reason. So yeah, they want to save money. Yes, they're concerned about, poor people languishing in jail. And of course we are too. And, there's definitely ways to get at that problem, but saying, presumptive bail for class 4 felony sexual offenders is probably not the right way to go.
And for those in favor of the bill, what are they saying?
Well, their goal would be to reduce the jail populations to the COVID levels, which I believe kind of the average total drop in Colorado is around 30%, and make that permanent. So that would have a temporary impact on the jail population. But like I said, these folks, that just because they're not there pending trial doesn't mean they're going to be there after the trial's complete. So, it's not going to be a magic bullet, but that's what they're trying to accomplish.
This has been your community interest program, Accent. Catch it weekdays at this time on local Christian radio for the Western Slope.